New mods are out now for Farming Simulator 25, and today we're going to take a look at them. In total, today we got 24 mods. All platforms got 17 new and 6 updates. And PC Mac players, only the one update. Let's start them off with a new map for all platforms. This is Angela Whispering Hollow from Miss T-Bone 39 and Shanty Boys. This is a fictional map based in Kentucky. Map has a good mixture of farming and forestry areas to keep you busy. It's also dedicated to the memory of the modder's sister. Some things on this map include 3 pre-built farms, 1 placeable spot to build anything you want to, 85 farmlands to choose from, and 6 forestry areas. As you can see, fields are very interesting, not all square. There are some square, but not all of them. And as you can tell, the purchasable lands are quite interesting. So field 86 right here, or farmland 86, is technically just the outside of the map in this area, but there's also little bits and bobs here and there, like this area right here, which can be purchased. Now, there are some very, very valuable things in those areas, so they do cost money, and I'm cool with that. Usually, I like the outside of the map if you want to consider that to be free. However, this has got some valuable resources in those areas, so I'm cool with the cost of money. Hey, but the good thing is you can buy everything on the map, which is fantastic. As far as what you get when you start in new farmer mode, of course, we get the entire outside of the top left-hand corner of the map. We get a bunch of smaller little areas right here, and then I think that's it. Yep, that's it. Taking a look, there are no new crops with this. Here is your crop calendar. Pretty standard stuff through there. We do have a shed with an open chicken pasture owned at the start. We do have a couple contracts. Of course, as always, I try to turn off my contract boost mod so you guys can get an idea of what to expect. This is after fast forwarding 3 hours. You may have some more that pop up. That's all that popped up for me within 3 hours. We do have 1 production chain that we own from the start. We have the greenhouse, which is very cool. We got the enoki mushrooms and the oyster mushrooms, and we have quite a few other carpentry, bakery, candy factory, green mill, oil mill, rope maker, spinnery, and tailor shop. Basically, base game stuff through there. And then if we take a look at what we get in New Farmer Mode, oh, that is in the wrong spot. Hang on. There we go. I did a live stream yesterday on my second channel and may have messed a few things up. As you can see, we get some really nice starting equipment and some big case tractors. Just kind of going back up through those again right through there. If we pop out, take a look, here is our base game farm. Everything's kind of spread around in a circle. You can delete everything. There are no required mods. You have silo direct center. Yeah. I don't know how much else we want. There you go. And then here are your starting fields. Bunch of smaller fields, but you can plow them together, which is what I would do, or you can even just treat them as individual grass fields, smaller fields, and then expand. Take over the wilderness. Next up, we have the Deutz AgroStar 671, 681 series. This is from DB Modding. Engine options from 160 up to 185 horsepower. You do have a manual power shift transmission on here, 24 mile per hour max speed. Wheel brands, quite a few different ones. About all of them are in there. However, they are in a very interesting order. So if you're used to seeing things in a certain order, it ain't that way. We do have a nice big rear twin setup as well as narrows, which is very nice. Extra lighting can be added around towards the front. We have a left, right, both or none beacon setup and has actually listed that in the design. Very grateful for that. We do have a front hydraulic or up to a 935 kg front weight. Double front loaders, Quickie and Hauer. Tried to get fancy with my words. Front fenders, and that is it. If you are into animations, this does have doors and windows which can be opened. Got some good news. Agrotona has released their John Deere S7 and S5 series. So if you're looking forward to these, they are out now. We actually have 2 different S7 combines today. Shaman Modding also released theirs. This is a great day today. So we have 3 models in here. We have the S5, which is a 500. Then we have the S7 and a 6 and 700. Then we have the S7 and an 8 and 900. If you're curious how that compares with the base game, we have an 8 and 900. So we've got a couple extra models that are a little bit less so than the ones that we already have. Now, if you want a direct comparison, we will go with the S7 900. So very similar to what we have in the base game. In the top, we have a bulk carrier, which could go anywhere from 12,000 to 14,100 liters, which is great to have multiple different wheel options, which again, very nice to have. We even have a lizard set for running South American. Although I will say, I think the Continentals look the best. You throw on a wide track or broad track on there, it just gets even better, man. Oh, yeah. Now, a couple different signature setups here. We have a couple different models. These are just going to be moving your warning signs around. So, like those warning signs there. We can set it up in like a US-EU kind of style, which is nice. Windows, of course, we have full tinting there. If you like that, that's perfect. Lower cabin headlight. So we've got those actually down there at the bottom. You can get those out. I didn't know they could even be removed. Front and rear signage. So there you go. We've got some more setups there. Rear oversized plates. You got that on there. Finally, some of those in English, which is nice to have. Exhausts, of course, yep. You got those as well. A couple different setups for that. Rear axle width, yep. We can bring that out as well. We actually have... Ooh, look at that white boy back there. Man, all the way out to the edge of the tracks. That's going to be good. Chopper model as well. We could change those up. So there you go. 3 different models to choose from. Speed stickers. If you are in Europe, UK, you can throw that on there. Extra mirrors, of course. Who doesn't want extra mirrors around towards the front side? And we're not done yet. Cabin sensors, which could be added around towards the very front side. Cabin headlights. You've got the double round or double rectangular. Those are round towards the, or single rectangular rather. GPS, Starfire 7000, or you can go with the integrated cabin. Rear triangle, yes or no. I always say go with that. I think it looks great. Rear reflectors is going to be a yes or no. So the good thing is you can remove those if you wanted to. Pipe, we've got between 7 meters and 8.7 foldable. You also have a couple different ones in between there. And then lastly, we have a color, not for the combine harvester itself, but for the bulk tarp on the top, the bulk carrier tarp. If we spin this around, we should be able to see that change. There it is. So we've got the tarp. That is a 12,500 liter option, and you can change that color. Now, as for the 600-700, which is the lower end model, we do have basically all of those exact same things there. You're just going to see a lower capacity and lower horsepower rating for those. And, well, as you would expect, same thing goes for the S5 as well. To be honest with you, the S5 is looking like a great starting combine harvester on a series to me. Like I mentioned, we have another S7 right here as well. This bad boy is from Shaban Modding. Now, on the website, it says a rate of power between 333 and 543. And I'm not quite sure why it says that, because this one is 547 through 625 and cannot be lowered. So I'm not quite sure kind of what's going on with that. Nonetheless, we do have a couple different setups through here. Midas, BKT, Michelin. So different stuff than we're used to seeing. And we do have those big duals, US and EU style. And then we could change up the rear axle. However, that is about it as far as this one goes. Also, I'm starting, if you see see the view going up like that, I'm starting to get a little stick drift, which is always fun. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what's up with this one. This is the correct mod, so if you're curious, the last one, that's from Agritono. It's got 2 combine harvesters in it, and then this one is the one with dual tires. Now, we also had another S7. However, that S7 had single wheels in the front. This is the one with duals, and none of the other ones down there, so just ignore those. So yeah, I'm quite sure what's up, but the mod description does not match the combine. Now we got to throw it back to some old combines here. We have the CLAAS Matador and Mercator combines. They've got a 3 and 4 meter header that goes along with them. Capacity is going to be 2,150 liters or 3,000 liters, depending on which one you go for. And, well, maybe this is more the starting combine for you guys. We have a lot of customization options. Most of them are just a yes or no type style. So we could start with our wheel setup here, which is really just going to change the rims, and then you can change those a little bit. A little bit chunky on standard. I like those. Did all of those say standard? That shouldn't be allowed. None of that's not standard. One is standard. Come on now. You've also got a seat. 1 or 2 gives you a little bit of sides on there. Tools crate on the side. Warning triangle. There you go. You got that. Spare belts. Always nice to have some spare belts laying around. And then the chopper on the back. Yes or no through there. You also have color options for all of the stuff, which is very, very nice. However, I think they have copy and pasted the words design on, well, quite literally everything almost, all but 2. As far as the larger Mercator goes, it's going to be exactly the same stuff through here. All the wheel options say standard. We do have a front light setup, which is a little bit different. Still have tools, warning sign, spare belts, and then you can add a cabin to this one, unlike the other one. Chopper is still going to be the same, but we do have a no, and then a no number 2, which, hey, it's got a number 2, so I'll take it. Our last vehicle today is the CLAAS Jaguar 695. This is from EED123. Love it. So this fits in a really nice wide range of Jaguars that we've got, but not only mods, but also base game as well. So plenty of options to choose from, I think, at this point. Engines from 316 all the way up to 410 horsepower. A couple different wheel brands to choose from, which is nice. Doesn't look like we've got any big duals on the front, though, which I'm a big fan of. You can add some additional weight, which can be helpful, especially with heavy headers on there. And then you have a silage additive tank as well, which holds 80 liters of silage additive. Now we have 2 headers for this. One is a pickup, 3 meters at 8 miles per hour. And then we've got our row header. So this is mainly for doing corn, but as you can see down at the bottom, it does all of the standard crops. Solutions Modding coming in with a new semi-trailer. We teased this one slightly, but it's been a hot minute. The Lode King Flatbed Aluminium, and it is auto load, which is great news. So you can auto load yes or no. It's going to go between 125 and 238 centimeter round bales, and between 120 and 488 centimeter square bales. So yes, that is all of the bales, at least all the base game bales, from baby bales all the way up to large cotton bales. We do have wooden supports, which can be added if you want to use this as a logging trailer. That's perfectly fine. Ooh, getting some more stick drift. I need a new controller. Can somebody help me? I don't know how to fix it. We also have a couple other central setups here. And this is very interesting. I don't know if I've seen this before, where you can pretty much choose exactly where you want it. 7 different positions, including starting position. And then we have plenty of color options. So you got one for the chassis, one for the main color. There you go. It's kind of a amber yellow, and then rims are rims. The only 4 colors you need. Next on our list, the Annaburger Zunhammer tank. This is from HT Modding, and we have an unrealistic capacity version for this. So, Annaburger Zunhammer. What it does is it hooks up to the Annaburger attachment setup that we've got. If you're not familiar with these, if you go into your vehicles and go down to changing system in vehicles, here, changing systems, boom, right there. If you get this trailer right here, you will be able to pull this. So there you go. I was going to say it looks like it's modeled after the milk tank, but I don't believe so. This looks like it's on its own. 100,000 liters, 50,000 liters, or 25,000 liters. So you can choose how unrealistic you want it to be. We do have color options for everything, which is fantastic, and it will hold slurry and digestate. So nothing more than that, but it will hold those. Next to last tool, we've got the 800L diesel tank. This is a diesel tank. It can be loaded up with pallet forks, and it holds 800 liters of diesel. It also has a makeshift handle on there, which looks very cool, and along with the pump, which you can change the color of. Oh, it's a hand crank. That's super cool. Last tool is going to be the Herculano HMB Pack. This pack includes the 1800 as well as the 2400, and we do have different capacities. For the smaller trailer, you're going to have between 15,300 and 23,800, holds all bulk crop, and then the larger one will be 26.6 and 41.3. So a lot of stuff through there. As you can see, we have the exact same customization options, which is nice. It's just the extension, which can be added up at the top, and I think extension, or at least the first one it puts up, looks really cool. Looks like the one that you would use for a silage trailer. I don't know. I think just because you can see through it, looks pretty sweet. A couple different wheel brands to choose from. Always nice to have that. Plus, we have the standard and wide tire setup for most of them. Designs, you can change that up. Let's see. Let's flip it around towards the back so you can see the warning signs there on the side. Good to go. Platform, back around towards the front again. And then beacon light, back around towards the back. Come on. There you go. You can change that one up. And the main color, you do have black or red. I assume if you've got the multicolor mod, you can choose that whatever you want. Now we got some placeables. I believe there are 7 of them for us to take a look at. The first one is going to be the Universal Large Greenhouse. This is pretty neat because it's got a bunch of different things all in one, and we've even got some visual things which can be changed up, which is kind of neat. So let's just start with the basics. We've got our normal production chain in here. We have multiple things for carrots, chilies, we have the gnocchi, also garlic, grapes, green beans, lettuce, long grain rice, Napa cabbage, olives, oyster mushrooms, parsnips, peas, potatoes, red beets, rice, spinach, spring onions, strawberries, tomatoes, And water, but the water is an input. Also, another input is manure as well, although it's not really talking about that. Yes, water is a 1 in, 1 out. Oh no, 0 in, 2,000 out. I didn't read that right. So plenty of stuff through there. If you use manure, then you'll be good. If you only use water, well, that is there as well. Looks like water is not going to be too much of a problem, though, for you, considering it's 0 in, 2,000 out. Should get a little bit of free water with that. Of course, here's going to be your manure input. If we open this up, you may hear some buzzing because there are bees in here. It does say, no honey pallet location. Place one to receive the honey. So you will have to place one down to receive the honey. And we should be able to walk up here. Yes, we can. And if we hop across, there we go. We can actually access the bees from the top. Very cool, right? Very cool indeed. Let's close that up. If we take a look at this and we turn on our help window, we can see up here it says block pallet spawning. So if I were to hit that, I'm going to turn on my F5 just so you can see the pallet block come up. There you go. So it completely blocks the pallets from spawning there. We have one there and one over here as well. Also around towards the very back, we got this guy. So this is going to be, if I can select it, it's either selected speeds of 50,000 or 5,000. Right up there. Just like that. So with that, you are changing the loading speed of everything. At least that's what it says, changing the loading speed. So that's around towards here, and we can click this button, and the silos will disappear. As you can see, all the stuff disappears there as well. I'm gonna see if I can stand on top of it. Hey, yeah. So as we come up, the triggers raise with it. Boop. There you go. Haha. There's definitely some wild stuff going on with this. Oh yeah, and the roof will open and close depending on what season it is. So you don't even have to do anything. Next up, we have the GDR Supermarket. There are 2 of these. Number 1's on our left, and number 2 is on the right. Number 1 right here is a sell station where you can get money immediately. Opening hours is 8:30 a.m. and closing time is 6 p.m. In the game, it accepts eggs, milk, bread, potato, honey, flour, lettuce, strawberries, sugar, sunflower oil, tomatoes, and that's it. Price is going to be $10,000 to put it down. If we turn on a help window, come around here, we do have a door. However, unfortunately, we are not able to get in, and there are no other doors around. So, though there is interior, you can't go in there. So be ready for that. Number 2, over here, this is a sales station. Payment is made gradually every hour when the production is active. Hours are 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. All the same inputs are the same. And if we come over here and take a look at it, well, there you go. That's your setup. Not a lot of incoming materials. And, well, yeah, it's a production chain after all. I would set this to selling if you want it to be the normal way, but you can do whatever. Next up, help, somebody. They shut the door on me. I hope you're ready, because we got the German Village Police Station. This is very, very neat. Now, it does have an upstairs, but I don't think I can get up there. I tried. Nothing happened. We have not 1, but 3 different parking spaces. You can park your 3 police cars. Very nice to have that. And we have some decorations. If we go kind of around the outside on the bottom, you can see we have an interior at the bottom, but upstairs, it doesn't look like that interior is kept, and there are no stairs inside. Although the inside is very neat, and I think may work very well for a roleplay style setup. Somebody is ready for Mod Hub. Is that Farming Simulator 20? Let's see. I'm trying to figure out what that car is. I don't remember that car. Is that Farm Sim 19? No. That must be Farm Sim 22 because it does say go to 19 in there. Interesting. Anyway, we have a couple different doors to open up. Actually, a lot of different doors in here. This is kind of like your office / boardroom. Does look like most of the computers are all the same. In here, we have 3 different doors, 2 different rooms. This is your interrogation room where they tell you that you did it and then you don't want to listen to them, but then you did it anyway. And then after you got caught, they write it down there. I don't know. But you come in here and you're going in the cell, baby. Now this is cool because the cell door's open. They didn't have to do that, but they did it. That's very cool. Even though it's got a European outside to it, I feel like if you were doing any role play, you could definitely get away with at least using the interior and be good to go. A lot of fun, very neat, very interesting. The German Village Police Station. Next on the list, garage 16 by 8. There are no customizations and the doors will fly. So be ready for that. We've got doors on either side. So we got 2 here at the front and then 1 over there on the side. Man, those things are gone. Man, watch yourself. And then this one opens up like that, which is very nice. Now, you want to talk about houses with interiors. Here you go. This is your Lapacho farmhouse from Nemang Modding. I'm pretty sure we saw this back in, what was it, Farm Sim. We may have gotten this in 19, maybe 22 as well. At least we got something similar to it. So this has a couple different levels, and there are multiple ways to get up to each one, and only one way to get into the very front. So just from the front, as you can see, we have this really, really nice porch area on the front, the left, and a little bit on the right, but it doesn't extend all the way out. If we come in here and we go to the right, this is going to bring us to the kitchen, the dining room. We also have the pantry here, which is nice. Very, very cool kitchen. Loving that. And then a very vibrant and active dining room table. So from there, now we can go up here. We have a couch at the very top. Be careful you don't fall off the back of it. And then we go into kind of a guest room, guest suite, guest wing kind of thing. It is interesting. There's only 2 bedrooms in this entire mansion. It is what it is. And you can easily get lost. I don't even know where I am right now. That is the front. I know that. We can also go out onto the balcony here, which is very nice. And that's one way that we can get up to the front. But we're going to come back in here. We're going to go. That's the bathroom. Is it this way? This way. We're going to go back around. I've lost myself in here. Then we could go out here onto the back deck, hang out. We've got a really, really nice height on the coverage there. Now coming back around to the opening in the center, that is the other side of the front door. This is your living space, I would assume anyway. You got your TV, surround sound. It seems to be a little bit too many speakers. I don't think you need towers, and I'm a home theater nut, so there's that. Nice, easy way in here. Some of the doors open, some are closed, and some are just open by default. I think to just show you, like, hey, these open. Cough, cough. So there's that as well. Yeah. Next, up. Should we go up? Let's go up. This is our master suite area. So we've got really kind of areas that don't do a whole lot through there and there. However, in here, we can change our clothes. We can come over here and we can sleep. And then in here, we've got a nice bathroom area, but there's really not a lot going on. It's just a tub. There's nothing else as far as the bathroom goes in there. And that's everything on this wing. We can also go outside here. Across there is the guest wing that we talked about. And we can go over here and open up this area and kind of hang out up here and all that good stuff. Open it up, say hello to Farmer Cop and everybody whenever they come around, except for Clutch, who's not invited, and that's that. I'm a big fan of houses with interiors, and they nailed it on this one. The next one, we have the Palace in Lazniki. I don't know how to say that. I think Lee Corso would say, not so fast, my friend. Not after the last one. This is not much of a palace. I will be fair. This does have a place to sleep. It has a place to change your clothes, and not a lot else. It is a really, really big waste of space. And lastly, we have the timbered houses, and these are not even houses. These are in placeables. Now, we do have a couple different versions for these. You can do a timbered version, or you can do a plastered version, and you can change up the color of said plaster, or in the timbered version, that plaster that's in between, you can change that as well. We do have a couple different sets in here. If we kind of just poke around and take a look at those real quick. Boom, you see there. It's a pretty nice one. That's pretty cool. Through here as well. This one's a little bit taller, but watch yourself. And then the last one right here, which is a very, very interesting roof. Now we got some updates for all platforms. The return of Welcome to Lehndorf. This is going to be version 1001. Change: the cigarette machine has been removed, roads adjusted for consoles, triggers in warehouses enlarged, collision adjusted, dust removed from or for seed and lime at the grain trade, gear ratio adjusted for field grass. What, gear ratio adjusted for Fieldgrass? All right, gates changed. Due to various changes, a new save game is necessary. They've also added starting vehicles, translation for Polish to Czech, maize and sorghum installed in the LPG grain storage, and prepared for real GPS with custom PDA. Another map update, we have Pfaffenwinkel, love saying that, version 1001. Some houses placed on the ground, fences and cars placed on the ground. Futterplane with 3 T's, Stardorf straightened? I don't know. Another one, Engelmeyer Farm, I think. Bale's pallet storage and garden fixed. Build 33 made purchasable. However, this requires a new game save, and various NPCs have been realigned. A mod that was removed from the mod up yesterday, but is back. The Liebherr LTM 1455 mobile crane from Rossen Mods, version 1002. Fixed front wipers, improved the weight distribution, adjusted folding animations, added steering modes, and minor bug fixes. Wheel loader shovel pack from Mack Trucker 921. This will be version 1002. Improved the XML wording and adjusted the discharge speed for the unrealistic versions. Next to last, Ala-Talkkari winter equipment, version 1.2. Added the ATF 226 snowblower, fixed the wheel loader attacher joint placement on the SL 1400, and added Swedish and Norwegian translations. And our last update for all platforms is the Vegetable Factory, version 1001. Recipes expanded, more harvesting inputs been added, including parsnips, beets, spinach, peas, green beans, and missions have also been removed. Lastly, today we have an update for the Gyrax Gyramax 512. However, it is still showing as version number 1, and I have no idea what's up with it. But hey, it's here. It's got an update. Rock and roll. And there it is. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Hope you enjoyed this one. Drop a like if you did. Get subscribed if you're new. Enjoy the GoHam fam. Double check your notifications. That way you never miss videos like this one. Already dropped a preview of the Mercedes-Benz trucks pack this morning, as well as farmed some news not long before this video comes out. So check those out if you haven't seen them already. Otherwise, have an awesome weekend. We'll see you guys later.